Well, good evening, everyone. Kay Kim here from the Traders Club, twotradersclub.com. And I actually had live midweek update events scheduled, and I was going to host that event tonight, and put this event live so you guys can come and hang out with me and ask me questions and things like that. Well, I had an important meeting that I had to go. I was away from the office all day long. Actually, this week has been very busy for me, so I was not able to watch the market all day. I was not able to watch the market all throughout the week. I mean, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Obviously, when I came back, I was able to watch it towards the evening time, but I don't need to sit there and watch it all day long because I don't day trade. I've been really mostly position trading. So, I don't really need to sit there and watch it all day long. I really can't do that either. Nonetheless, I just hate sitting there and watching all day. So obviously what I'm trying to say is that, I was going to put that together because I haven't done it in some time. It just seems like, every time I try to do it, I was not able to get that done. So, apologize for that, but hey, I promised that I was going to put this video together in a static recorded video and you guys are watching right now. So let's get to it here tonight. What we're going to do is going to look at the market indices right about here. We're going to go through them. I'll try to go through them very fast this time. Let's see if I can get this video done within 15 minutes. I know last several videos, they were 30 minutes and 40 minutes. And you know what? A lot of stuff that I wanted to let you guys know. I wanted to inform you guys and admonish you in certain things. So today, it seems like we're still in a trend, intermediate and primary trend. So I'm going to try to get those quickly and give you some conclusion for the minor term forecast and possibly next week. And then, what we're going to look at, if we got some time, we'll look at Tesla and Apple today. Let's look at it here. Let's Spider. Obviously, which we've been talking about here. We're in a primary term trend. Higher lows and higher highs continue to cultivate that, and the price action continue to condone and endorse that we're in a strong bullish uptrend, right? And people always say things like, well, this is a top because of this, because that reason, because of this, because that, whatever that reason might be. Because people say stuff all the time. There's always a reason behind it. There was a reason why the market was top here. There's a reason why market was top here. There's a reason why market was top there. There's a reason market was top here. There's a reason market was top here. There's always a reason. You know that, right? There's always reason. And people always want to use that reason to support their position. Not necessarily they want to, help you out, and they want to, they just want to contribute to the society or community. What they want to do is they get into like a short position, or they want to, they get into short position or get into put options, and then they start to argue with you, right? Why there's a reason why. Fundamental reasons why this market is going to collapse and things like that. And obviously, it can happen. Anything can happen. This is life. However, for us, somebody, who's more informed, and use these price action, understand that this market isn't going to just go up like this and one day just, bottom out like that. It's going to take at least 3 to 6 months if some kind of topping pattern before this market actually tank, right? So we know that this market tanking, that's out of the question. For that to happen, we will need to see some cultivation, some topping pattern. Again, we talked about last, 3 videos ago that could take up to, if it's a major topping signal, that could take up to 6 months to 7 months, 8 months, and who knows how long we can stay here. But as of now, we have higher lows and higher highs on the spider on primary term, intermediate term. We can see what we talked about last few videos is that, hey, this has always been the case where old resistance becoming new support. That's what we call a pivot, right? That's what we call a pivot. Old resistance becoming a new support. That's a pivot level. Old resistance, new support. Old resistance, new support. I mean, we talked about this I don't know how many times. It doesn't mean that it's always going to happen exactly the same way, but there's a high probability that this old resistance level is going to become a support, and it did that. It did that at that level. We bounced, and today we got a doji and all kinds. People wants to call double top here. Well, double top is not gonna get confirmed until we break below this level. Even when we broke below this level, it's not guaranteed, especially in this strong uptrend that it's gonna roll over. We had I have to say, this was a pretty strong double top right here. Okay, this double top right here, this was actually pretty, almost like a triple top. This is actually pretty strong triple top. The reason being was that because we also had a Russell really breaking down at the time. We also had a NASDAQ breaking down at the time. It was a very dangerous for the S&P 500, and we broke them below the neckline, and this was a confirmation of triple top, and this was when the NASDAQ and Russell really come down. And you should go check and see where the NASDAQ and Russell was at this time on April 10th. Go look at it. This was a very, very vulnerable situation for the market. And even then, bulls just brought it back up here. We had a little bit of a congestion or a little bit of volatility, and then right on that 50 minute, and they just got it back up. So right now, we just have potential level of resistance, perceived ideas or perceived pattern that potentially forming. We don't know that yet. So, but however, with the tangible data that has been given to us as of today, this is a tangible data. We have this tangible data, right? We don't have this data. We don't have this data as of today. We don't have this. We do not have a lower highs as of today. We have none of that. Only what we have is this. What we have, what we can see, tangible, is that we bounced at the old resistance, and we put a new support there, which means we have put in pivot level. So, I have to say that benefit that continues close to buyers. If we can clear this level, I'm not sure if we're going to. I have to say that the bulls can continue grind higher at this point. If we don't, we do have a doji there. So if we do pull back, then hey, this is a level that could level to watch. If we come back here, and we don't know how long we can stay here, this could be like this for months on. You know what I mean? Last time we had a kind of a rising, rectangle pattern here, up and down, up and down. We can do that on a sideways, right? Even if we break below that, we have a 50 MA just below that, guarding that vicinity, just like it did right over here. So I have to continue to say it's been months now that benefit of Dow continues to go to the buyers with the today's action. Benefit Dow goes to buyers on a minor term, intermediate term, and the primary term. Like down here, we had a minor term. Benefit Dow went to the bears, a minor term, but the intermediate term and primary term, benefit Dow went to the bulls. But with today's action, with the tangible data, not the data that we do not see, with the tangible data that is at hand, I would have to say the benefit Dow does continue to go to the buyers on the minor term, intermediate term, and a primary term there. Again, if we can get above this level, I think we can continue grind higher. If not, we may pull back. And when we do pull back, this is a level to hold, and this level about 197, that 50 MA. I would have to say that 50 MA is that definitely level to watch. If we do break below that 50 MA, we also have the 100 SMA. 100 SMA has been a strong support in the past. So, it's just there isn't a lot of room for the bears. There isn't a lot of room for the short sellers to really make a living with this. And so, I have to say, with the data at hand, maybe that might change tomorrow, but probability wise, again, anything can happen. This is life. Can we see this tomorrow? Anything, this is life. Can you die tomorrow? Anything can happen, right? But probability of you dying tomorrow is very not high, right? So same thing, I don't think, S&P 500 dying tomorrow is not that high, especially when we continue to cultivate higher lows and higher highs there. So Dow Jones, man, I don't know if I can do this in 15 minutes here. Already 8 minutes. It's pretty much same thing here. We got, with this resistance, we slightly got above it. If you go to your line chart, you'll know it. So we actually put in higher high now. Higher low, and we put in a slightly higher high. That actually continue to favor the buyers. NASDAQ, we talked about this at, higher low, higher high. We get a pullback, and then at some point we find support. Probably at this level here, we got an old resistance new support going. I would have to say benefit Dow continues go to the buyers. If we do fall back, 50 MA is definitely level to watch, because that's when we leveled that. That's a level that we found support. If this thing want to continue, we probably want to see a new high. We get above this and close above that, then we can continue to grind like we've seen something like there. Russell is probably the weakest looking index. What we don't know is this a lower high? We don't know that, because can this be higher low? You see this, so we got going up, we got wind coming down, but the primary term trend is bullish because where we're coming from. Can this be a topping pattern? Absolutely, yes, that can be a topping pattern. However, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the spider is not condoning it. It is not confirming. It is not saying, you know what I'm saying? It's if we have all these indices with this kind of formation, I would say right now, huge warning signal, but we don't have it on the Nasdaq, we don't have it on the Dow Jones, we don't have it on the Spider. I would have to say that benefit Dow still goes to buyers on the Russell in the intermediate and primary term. However, in the minor term, obviously benefit Dow does go to the bears because we've been cultivating minor term lower highs and lower lows. So we're in kind of a downtrend in a minor term, but for intermediate, we do not know for sure if this is gonna be a higher lows, it's gonna be a lower highs. So we're kind of got stuck here, and we're probably we might get stuck here for a little longer. Lastly, financial here, all resistance, new support. We talked about this, how it continues to happen, and probably gonna continue to do that. All resistance continue becoming a new support. There. So the assumption was, hey, we gotten above this level, so that old resistance potentially gonna become new support. And well, let me draw that a little bit better. No angle right there, so you can see these resistance are becoming new support. We bounce right on that. Isn't that interesting how these things that continue to occur, right? The old resistance becoming new support. Isn't it interesting that kind of stuff continue to happen, right? Isn't that interesting? That's how the market moves. And then when we break certain level, then the next level is what level to watch. You know what I mean? This level didn't break, we bounced. We kind of made a new high, minor terms. The financial sector also, the minor term, the intermediate term, the primary term, benefit of the Dow continues to go to the buyers. Let's say if this thing falls, let's say there was a bull trend, like people always want to call that bull trend, bear trend. You know what? Seriously, stop it. Let's say if this pulls back, benefit Dow continues to go to buyers as long as we're above this. We don't know how long. Hey, you've seen it in a Spider. It stayed here for how long? For 2 months or so, right? So we don't know how long it's gonna stay there. Right? If it does pull back, that 50 MA is definitely level to watch, because last time 50 MA acted, some support there. So again, when I look at all these indices, I just have to say that benefit Dow continues to go to the buyers. We do have some weakness on the Russell, but we don't have that on the Spider and Dow Jones and Nasdaq. And because of that, I have to continue to say that benefit Dow continues to go to the buyers. And we might get some some volatility here because we're at a resistance. We're kind of a tight level here, so we might go up and down, maybe sideways. But there's a higher probability this could continue higher. Can this fail? Yes, it can fail. We failed. We continue grinding. We did fail, right? But this time we grind higher for a long time, for about 3 months, right? So until we get some tangible evidence that we're gonna have a deeper selling pressure, for now I do think that bull's gonna do well here. We have 12 minutes and 30 seconds going there, so let's go through Tesla quickly. Tesla will obviously, if you go to your line chart, you can see this level rather more clearly here. That's the level that we talked about here. As you can see, last time we hit that level, we had a pretty good move, and this time though, we look like we hit that level and it didn't quite see a big move like it did here, and we pull back. But we're back at that level, which is also coinciding with the 50 MA. That pink dotted line is a 50 MA here. So that 50 MA has been acting as support last how many times? Few occasions. So it does have a pretty impressive resume, because the last 3 times it hit that level, it bounced. So we're right on that level. We're potentially bouncing, but I would have to say minor term, benefit Dow does go to the bears on a minor term. Intermediate term, obviously benefit Dow goes to the buyers. For intermediate term, I will call this the intermediate term right here. Because we still have higher lows and higher highs, intermediate term benefit that go to buyers. Obviously, in a primary term, we're in an uptrend. It's tough for me to say. I mean, as of today, with the tangible data that is given to us right here, that kind of does look bear flag to me. Bear flag. With the rising or declining volume there. However, we did have a bull pennant here that did not break out to the upside. So it's no guarantee that this bear flag is actually going to break to the downside, because this bull flag didn't play out to the upside, because that bull flag actually has a higher probability breaking out to the upside, but this time it broke to the downside. Again, this is life. Anything can happen. All we have is a probability there. So I mean, if we can able to find some support here in 50 MA, I think we really need to reclaim the 10 EMA though. If we can get above the 10 EMA, close well above the 10 EMA, then I do think we can probably get to about 310. We need to reclaim the 10 EMA, because once you reclaim the 10 EMA, Tesla tends to do well here. Last time we reclaimed the 10 EMA right here, we did well, came back down, reclaimed the 10 EMA again, did well. We lost the 10 EMA, didn't do well. We reclaimed the 10 EMA, did well. We reclaimed the 10 EMA here, did also well. So you see that, you see how it moves in order. You know what I mean? I mean, the market is chaos. I get that. Every single day some shenanigan happens. Almost every single day people yell out all kinds of stuff. It's a chaos every single day. But if you really watch carefully, especially looking at a more longer term, they actually move in an orderly fashion, just like I've shown you right about here. So, you know, another thing you have to keep in mind, if you're a buyer here, keep in mind there's a potential. Again, we don't have a data yet. So please call me on this saying that this is a head and shoulder. We don't have the data, but if we don't able to get above 10 EMA, so if 10 EMA continues to act as resistance, right? 10 EMA is coming down. This goes up, hit it, and comes down. And if we lose that 50 EMA, and if we lose the support, and we get something like this, that would be head and shoulders. And I just want to warn you about that and give you some admonishment of that. But as of today, we don't have that signal, right? With the tangible data at hand, we don't know that yet. So watch out for that though if that does happen. But if we start to see bulls reclaiming that 10 EMA and fill this gap and it stays above, and then I think that we can continue 310 there. So, but it looks a bit hectic for the buyers. Lastly, Apple here. Obviously, if you guys seen my last article on Apple, I talked about the level that where I like to go long, and I'm not saying with that, and I made a statement there that I'm not saying that that's what it's gonna do. It's gonna come back down to 200. I'm not saying that. Just because I'm a position trader, is that this is not a good level for me to enter. Plus, we have bearish divergence on daily chart. Go ahead and look at your MACD there. And so right now we're in a channel. Right now obviously we're in an uptrend, higher lows and higher highs. So all we know is this thing can stay here for a while. But I do think the move is not going to be smooth. I think if it's going to move to the upside like this, I think it's going to continue like this, where it's going to up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, until it figures out it's going to continue higher, it's going to continue lower, right? And because we have that bearish divergence, again, check that article on my blog that you haven't seen it, 2tradersclub.com. We kind of hit this resistance level, and then we got that, bear start cloud cover. And then we pull back, but then we looks like we're trying to get back up here. So if we can get above this level, I cannot promise you that it's going to continue higher, because we also have the resistance level coming in there, so we can continue, hit its head on that bump. You can see after this move, that line has been established. So even if you get up here, we might just kind of do this for a while. I don't know how long. If as long as this market continue to illuminate and create bullish environment, I do think the Apple can continue higher. However, in the event that the market, again, as of today, we don't know that that's what's going to happen. But in the event that the market decide to get some steep decline for a week or two, then perhaps Apple might see some vulnerability there, and then might come down to retest that 100 SMA or so. And that's when these are the levels to watch at that point. And then if we lose at 100 SMA, then potentially it's coming down. And if there's I think that if there's a much more sell-off in the market, then potentially it can come back down. But as of now, the market does not have that sign, and because of that, I have to continue to give benefit out to the buyers in Apple. And so what I was saying is that, hey, if you've been holding Apple for a while, keep holding. There's nothing there. Keep holding. Maybe you wanna close some of your positions and start to reduce your positions. Maybe you can do that, but unless you're short-term trading or quick swing trading, if you don't get in a long-term 6 months hold, 1 year hold, I personally don't know if this is a good level. At least for me, it's not. I like to buy somewhere here to hold maybe 6 months. You know what I mean? Some of these levels, if you're position trading. For swing trading, you could go long here and then do that and get out here. And if you want to do a little bit of quick swing trading, wait for pullback, 50 MA, wait for a confirmation bounce, and then go long here and then get up here. That will be a quick swing trade and close your position there. And I wouldn't short though, because we don't know if it's going to come all the way back down. It could come a little bit and then goes up, because we're on an uptrend. Wait for another pullback, go back long after confirmation bounce, and then we can continue to play it like that. if you're if you can able to swing that quickly. But I was talking about more of a position trading to hold this position for 6 months, 3 to 6 months there. And for that, for me, I would really rather like to see this team come in a 200 summit. But as of today, benefit of doubt continues to go to the buyers. Because we're above 10 EMA, I would have to say benefit of doubt continues to go to the buyers in a minor term, intermediate term, primary term. But in a minor term though, I maybe it's a little bit more neutral for the fact that this was in itself was a lower high though. You can see that this is a lower high. This high is actually higher than this high. So that's a lower high. Because of that, I would have to say that maybe benefit of doubt goes to bears or a little neutral a little bit, but intermediate term obviously in a bullish tone there. So hey, I did this in 20 minutes. I try my best there. So hopefully these weekly thing that I do is beneficial for you guys. I'll try to do live event not next week but week after. If not, I'm sure you guys don't mind doing these static recorded video. If you have any questions, feel free to, or comments, feel free to leave the comment on the comment section below there. So you guys enjoy your evening, and we'll talk next week.